Now available on Tata Sky channel number 526.
Hello and welcome to the Interiors Show, where I introduce you to some of the most innovative designers in the country. I'm Aditi Singh, and today we journey into the work of two such designers, Amrita Shah and Mithali Agarwal, whose design philosophy centers around high standards of quality and attention to detail.
Hi, my name is Amrita Shah.
And I'm Mithali Agarwal, and together we run Quadra Design Studio. We've been working together since the past 6 years and have successfully conceived various kinds of projects. Our style is mainly modern and contemporary design.
Design for us is a vision that undergoes the process from conceptualization to reality into a finished product. We really believe in what we do, and that's what drives us.
Hi, Amrita, Mithali. Welcome to the Interiors Show.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to ask that you guys are friends, right? Yes. Who got into this business together. So how did you guys decide to take that decision of risking your friendship over profession?
I think it actually pretty much came out naturally because we studied together. It was just a very
natural progression.
Natural process, yeah.
What is the design philosophy of you together?
Well, I think we share a common sensibility of achieving high standards of design along with perfection to detail and finishing. Quality matters a lot to us.
Whether it is residential or commercial, functionality is something that we really take care of.
So let's talk about this house. What really struck me here was the unconventional positioning of some elements. For example, the wallpaper, which is usually used on walls. Here you've actually used it on the ceiling. So how did this idea come about?
The wallpaper actually was done because if you notice, the chandelier also was placed very unconventionally since there was so much furniture in the living room. I didn't want to really put it bang on in the center of the room since we wanted a larger piece. So the moment we put it in the corner, we actually got scope for dropping it way lower than what it would be somewhere in the center.
Mithali, this is your house. So tell me, what was the theme broadly when you decided to design it?
We both actually renovated this around 3 years back. So there were a lot of existing elements and certain pieces of furniture that we had to work with. We've completely blended those older pieces of furniture and elements into our design, along with adding on accessories and, giving it a very neutral palette.
Mithali, you stay with your family here, and I'm sure everyone has a different taste. So how did you both go about accommodating the tastes and requirements of each member of the family?
The biggest thing was by my husband because he wanted a full-fledged home theatre system in our room. So that was quite tasking because the layout of the room is not like a conventional layout. We had to keep in mind a 120-inch screen that was getting introduced. Apart from that, I think we pretty were sorted with all the other requirements.
So Mithali, you've already given me a sneak peek into the elements you've used in your house, and now I can't wait to have a look at them. So let's go and check it out.
Sure.
Mithali, you've got to tell me about this vintage-looking chandelier here. It sort of recreates the grandeur of Maharaja era.
Yeah, so that actually is a Schönberg light, which is vintage in style. So if you notice, I've actually split the levels of my ceiling and made this corner the focal point. And to make it the focal point, I've actually just used a very light wallpaper along that entire line, from which my chandelier drops down.
Okay. Mithali, tell me about this part of the living room. The curtain here actually starts above the height of the window. What was the idea behind this?
So this, if you see, actually my windows were pretty low. It was only 7 feet, whereas the room height was clear 9 feet height, because of which I've started my curtains right from the ceiling and given American pleats, which actually makes the rooms and the space look bigger.
Look bigger.
Yes.
So it sort of gives an illusion of a window which is bigger than what it actually is.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I see a lot of grays. So on one side we have a darker shade of grey, on this side we have a lighter shade of grey.
Grey is actually such a neutral color that you tend to add on a lot of colors to it.
Okay.
So it just makes it really easy, like if I'm bored of my carpet, to just like throw in a different colored rug and keep changing my cushions occasionally, like probably every 6 months or something, or you know, festival to festival and things like that. So it just makes it really simple.
So I really want to know, where did you pick these up from? So
These
which
are actually
store?
from Address Home
Okay.
in Lower Parel.
All right. Mitali, since you're staying with your family here, you mentioned that there were some elements you could not change. So what were those elements?
The biggest element was my flooring. Since we were all living in, it gets really messy to like redo the entire floor, because of which I actually left it and just got it repolished. I've pretty much hidden it with all the furniture and thrown a rug in the center so that, you know, not much of it is seen in any case.
So Mitali, you told me a while back that your husband had a demand of a home theatre and you had to work everything around that. I really want to go have a look as to how you worked that out.
Of course, let's go. This is the bedroom, and as you can see, the layout is not really conventional. I have placed the bed in a way that I have enough viewing distance for from the screen.
Okay, but where's the screen?
There it is.
Oh,
So
wow, I've
yes.
never seen that before.
Yes.
And I could have never anticipated that this was going to come from here.
Yeah. I had to also make sure that I'm keeping my room as comfortable as it gets without or with the home theatre. If you see, I've used a darker shade on the walls and I've kind of given it a grainy texture.
Yeah.
This in turn actually helps the light reflection to get distorted.
Okay.
And if you see the back wall, so the wall in front of the speakers should always preferably be panelled or cladded with cushioned fabric. And the third very important thing are my curtains. So obviously for every room that has a window, I've actually done a double curtain where I've given a roller blind which is a complete blackout. And in front of it, I've given a decorative Roman blind in fabric.
All this has been done just to get the best audio experience.
Pretty much, yes.
But it's great because I'm sure not many of us knew about that to, you know, get the maximum out of your sound system, this is what you really need to do. Yeah. You've also managed to carve out this nice, cozy sitting area here.
We did notice that in a space like this, we didn't have any extra seating or any space for like, you know, an additional sofa.
Yeah.
So because of which, instead of making this a complete storage or leaving it open for the window, I've just made it a seating and utilized the underneath for storage, of course. And I think this is one of the most important places in my room since my husband and me really enjoy sitting here for tea and, you know, just by the window.
Every design in this room suits the requirement of the home theatre, and that has been the key for all the inspiration around here in this room, right? So thank you so much for showing me around your house.
Thank you so much.
Mitali and Amrita, I must tell you that this is a beautifully color synchronized home. What was the brief given to you?
So basically this house was for a big joint family and every member of the family had special needs and requests. They have kids in the house, so they have 3 generations from the grandmother to the kids. So each space had to be designed keeping them in mind.
Okay, so I would really like to know what were some of those biggest challenges you encountered while designing this house?
I think the biggest challenge here was the timeline, because this house was done in flat 4 months, and especially since they have kids in the house, they obviously wanted that all the work should be done before they moved in with the kids.
So after 4 months of waiting to see the house, what was the reaction of your client?
So it really did exceed their expectations, and they were very happy to see the space. And even now, they really enjoy every part of it and are very satisfied.
So just talking about the house won't do justice to the beauty of the house, so why don't you take me around? Wow, Amrita, this is a really classy looking home.
Thank you, Aditi. I'd like to start with this entrance wall over here. Since it's a very long entrance wall, we thought of adding a piece of art right at the entrance to create the wow effect. And so we've customized this and designed it ourselves.
Oh.
So we've used a piece of raw wood and made this metal stand below.
Okay.
And added a few pieces of metal candles,
Okay.
which add the glamorous touch to the wall.
It does add that dash of style to this lobby area.
Thank you. And here we have the dining area that comes in first. We've used a nice bright bold color,
Yes,
which
like
adds a very refreshing feel to the entire space. Also, if you notice this lamp,
I did. In fact, if I'm not wrong, it looks like it's made of fabric.
yes, that's right. It's from a brand called Aqua.
Okay.
And if you notice, it looks very fragile,
Yes.
but it has a very solid metal stem.
Okay.
So it doesn't allow it to move at all.
Amrita, this chair over here really stands out because it's printed.
That's right.
Why did you choose this?
Well, if you see, to break the monotony of the bold color over here, we thought of having a head chair.
Okay.
To add a fun element, we've used a floral print to it. So to balance this, we've used it in the living room, which you will be seeing it.
Okay, okay. Amrita, this kitchen here really attracted me across the table.
If you see that this kitchen is an open kitchen.
Okay.
So we've kept it open especially so that visually the entire space looks big. If there is a party and they want to visually shut down the view, we have given a temporary blind here, a wooden blind,
Okay.
which kind of partially shuts down the view.
Okay. Amrita, we have spoken about the kitchen and the dining area, but what is still missing is the centerpiece of this home, which is the living area. So please take me through it.
Sure.
Amrita, again, I see your love for the color grey.
That's
It is
right.
constant even at your client's place.
Firstly, because grey, again, as we said earlier, it gives us the freedom to experiment with cushions and adding accessories. Also, since they have children in the house, a grey color is the safest to use in terms of spoiling the fabric. So that makes it very easy.
Tell me about this side of the wall. It's completely paneled with wood, right? So again, what is the reason behind this one?
So ideally, if you see, there is a door here which leads us to the passage into the rooms inside. And to camouflage this door, we've paneled the entire wall into a veneer so that it gives a very cozy, warm feeling. And it serves as a good backdrop to the sofa.
Amrita, this wall here embossed with these gold leaves of same kind and pattern, I think just adds that touch of bling again to the wall.
Well, this is a design element of repetition that we've used over here, which kind of adds to the drama effect of the entire artwork. To continue the 3D theme of this wall, we thought of doing an origami effect to the tiles. So these are handcrafted tiles, which are laid in a manner that it gives you the origami effect and a 3D
What is
effect.
the origami effect?
If you see, the levels of the tiles are placed in a manner where the tile looks like it's a 3D tile,
Yes.
but actually it's a plain tile, just the laying of the tile is
Is positioned
in a way that it looks 3D.
Okay. The continuity factor that we were talking about extends here, and what you were talking about in the dining area, the use of floral prints, is actually seen in the living area as well.
So this chaise provides an uninterrupted view. If you notice here, we have two sides.
Yeah.
Generally, we use a chaise in spaces which have two seatings, so it can be used from both sides.
Okay.
But here, the idea of using it was to provide an unobstructed view of the television.
So that's another example here of technology playing a major role in deciding how to go about designing a space.
Yes.
Amrita, I can see the deck area from here and it definitely looks quite interesting. I really want to go and check it out.
Sure, please.
So Amrita, I have to say that this is my favorite space in the house. So take me through the various elements that you've used to accentuate the deck area.
So firstly, I'd like to show you this bar stool set. It is quite quirky and it's from this store called Magnolia in Bombay. Also, along with that, we have the bar unit over here, which we have completely customized according to the client's requirements. The flooring that we've used here is wooden tiles, which kind of gives you a feel of being outdoors and close to nature. Also, this is another set of seating that we have provided to the client. This is a coffee table. It's an outdoor furniture item. And this is basically for the clients to enjoy in the morning time.
Okay.
The bar is for the evening sunset, and this is ideal for the morning coffee.
Okay, so I think this space is sort of best suited for intimate gatherings for the family.
Yes, it's a great way to entertain, and it's a spill out through the living area.
Well, it definitely is. Amrita, I have to say that this room has a bright color to it.
Yes, well, this is the grandmother's room. She's the head of the family, and she was not ready for this color.
Okay.
But we convinced her, and she trusted our instinct. I think the color livens up the space. When you're sitting on the bed, you're not facing the color, so it's not on the face all the time. Also, if you notice, we've used a 3D panel here again as well.
Yeah.
And given it a champagne gold color, which settles down or tones down the red color.
The red color. Okay, also Amrita, tell me about that pretty lampshade over there striking a pose so elegantly.
She wanted a night lamp, ideally. So we thought of putting it in the corner since the bed is not in the center of the room.
Okay. Where did you get this from?
So these are easily available in the market, available at any light vendor, a local light vendor.
Amrita, the colors here that you've used in the furnishing, again, not use very overbearing hues.
Yes, as you can notice, cushions and headboards always remain a highlight in our spaces.
Yeah.
And we've used a very toned down bronze color to balance out the bold red color.
Okay.
So also if you notice, the bed has fabric on it.
Yes.
This is to keep it elder friendly since she's an old lady, and to keep herself protected, we've used fabric.
Wow, and not only that, you also have round edges here
That's
that
right.
protects from we just
That's
unknowingly
right.
keep banging into those.
That's true.
Okay.
So this is a queen size bed for the grandmother. And the client's brief was that they wanted a single bed as well in the room for the nurse or someone who would also want to come and visit her.
Okay.
So that's why we thought of doing a nice seating area which would double up as a sleeping area as well.
Okay, wow. So Amrita, we've seen how you've kept one generation in mind and designed a room according to that. Now let's go to the kids' room and see what you've done with their room.
Sure, please.
Amrita, this room has the brightest tint.
That's right. So this is the kids' room, as you can see. And this room is shared by a boy and a girl. So we wanted to break the convention of using a pink and a blue.
Okay.
And that's why we chose a very fresh color palette. What we've done is we've tucked away all the furniture to the longer walls.
Oh.
And all this houses the entire storage
Okay.
of the children. And this allows us to have an empty space, an empty area for the kids to play around.
Amrita, the wallpaper here takes me back to my childhood again, Winnie the Pooh. So I'm sure this was a special request that came from the children.
That's right. They wanted something playful and something that would complement their age. And that's why we chose a very subtle color.
Okay.
And well, this speaks for itself.
Let's talk about the positioning of the study table here. It overlooks the view outside. So why did you particularly choose the center space here?
I thought that this would be the best option where you can overlook and have a good view.
But I'm sure the mother must have been complaining now about the kids not studying at all, because there's not just a good view outside, but you've done it up so well inside that, every piece here is an art in itself.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amrita, for showing me around this beautiful house and giving me a deeper look into the design sensibility that you and Mithali share.
You're most welcome, Aditi.
In this segment, we're going to pick their brains and know more about their design ideas, and they're also going to answer some of your queries. So, tell me something, these days, what kind of furniture is in vogue?
There's a lot of screen printing which is actually in vogue, and there is screen printing on acrylic, on veneer, on any sort of surface, even Korean in fact. So a lot of prints can be used, whether it be on panels or on tabletops or anything of that sort.
Okay, and what kind of prints?
Patterns in general are actually really in, so whether it be floral or geometric, or it can be a fusion of both.
I'm sure that will help our viewers a lot, and they will go for floral and geometric prints. So Mithali and Amrita, let's move on to the queries that are sent in by our viewers. They've been waiting for quite some time now. So let's start with our first query. It's been sent in by Ruchi from Delhi, and she says that the wardrobe in my bedroom is quite large and it looks bulky. How can I make the bedroom look less cluttered?
So if you have a small space and you have bulky furniture, the best way is to either clad it with mirror so that it reflects a lot of space.
Okay.
And if that's not possible, the second option would be painting it in the same color as your walls.
Okay.
So you are kind of
Merging.
it and disappearing the whole furniture.
Okay, so let's move on to the next query. It's been sent in by Komal, and she writes into us asking what color palette she can use for her kitchen. She does not want to use black granite at all.
Another substitute for black granite could be, there are various other colors of granites available in the market. However, if you want to avoid granite completely, the other substitute would be quartz, which is an artificial stone, but it's very, very durable.
Okay.
And these days, it's available in various colors.
Yeah.
So you have a huge color palette available to suit your needs.
In terms of affordability, I would really like to know, is it more expensive than your granite?
It is more expensive than granite. It is a premium material.
Okay.
But it does give you the freedom of using any color you want.
Okay, so let's move on to Sarthak. Sarthak says that white is the color scheme of my living room currently. I want to introduce vibrant colors without repainting the room. What can I do?
So that can be actually easily done by just introducing 2 or 3 colors, whether it is throwing a colorful rug on the floor or adding cushions on a couch. And as well as if there is adequate space, you could probably add in a console or any sort of unit around with a solid color.
And we saw an example of that at your place and your client's house as well, and I'm sure that will give Sarthak some ideas. Well, let's address Ishan's query. Ishan says, I've shifted into a new apartment. The study room does not have sufficient light. What are some budget-friendly yet stylish lighting options I can install in my room?
There are paper lamps which are easily available in the market, and they look really quirky. At the same time, they look very stylish. So he could probably cluster 2 or 3 different shapes and sizes of paper lamps, and hang them down maybe from one corner.
Okay.
And also the filament bulbs can be put with the help of exposed wiring.
Okay.
Which also looks very cool.
So I'm sure our viewers have benefited from all those queries that you've answered. And now I would like to thank you for taking me on this creative journey today and giving me a glimpse into your design philosophies.
Thanks for having us on the show.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Mithali and Amrita have really shown us how high standards of quality and attention to detail can add a new dimension to a space. That's it for today, but next week I'll be back to share some more unique ideas with all of you.